Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 4 at Gulfstream Park West on Saturday is the Millions Classic Preview. $75,000 is the purse. We're going a mile and a 16th. And you can bet this race, you can bet this nice stakes-laden card with a new DRF Bets account. Go to bets.drf.com, sign up, access a 300% deposit match. Here's the field for the Millions Classic Preview. We've got last year's Millions Classic Preview winner in here in Mr. Jordan. He's 6 years old. He's won over $750,000 in his career, and he loves Gulfstream Park West. Can you make the argument, however, that he's lost kind of a little bit of zip off his fastball, but he's always dangerous over this course?
It seems like he's lost a step or two now as a 6-year-old, but he really loves it here. He's won this race the last 2 years with triple-digit buyers. If he runs a triple-digit buyer on Saturday, he's going to win it again. We'll see if he can do it. The thing with him is I think you have to keep in mind, while his recent races, they look a little disappointing, he's always been a better horse around 2 turns. And he's getting back around 2 turns here for the first time this year. Maybe that will make all the difference.
Jay's Way, who won the Sunshine Millions Classic last year, defeating Mr. Jordan at a mile and an eighth. And that's Jay's Way's distance, I think a little bit more than Mr. Jordan's. He's returning off a lengthy layoff. And you have to wonder if these connections are just using this race as a true prep to get back to the rich Sunshine Millions at Gulfstream. When we last saw Jay's Way, he was in against War Story at Tampa. War Story was in very good form at that point in time. He came back to run second in the Charlestown Classic with a 100, second in the Brooklyn with a 95 Beyer speed figure. Jay's Way has speed, and that could be key. As we look at the Timeform US pace projector, they've got him out there on the lead in this short field in a race that may favor horses on or near the early lead. That being said, I want to see one off this long layoff.
I sort of look at him the same way. I think they're using this race as a true prep to get back to the Sunshine Millions Classic. He hasn't run in a long time, but he does have really dangerous speed. He's a good horse when he's right. And especially when he gets loose on the lead, he's really tough to run down. So listen, if he comes back and he's, even 90%, he gets loose, he's not going to be easy to catch.
Perhaps wiser, though, if he's not ready, Jay's Way to go, falls into a good trip for Edgar Zayas. This is a lightly raced 3-year-old who's done some good work in his career, but this will be his first start around 2 turns. And chasing Jay's Way, if he is 90%, might be a recipe for an underneath award.
Yeah, it's tough for him if that horse is ready to go. Even if that horse isn't ready to go, though, it just feels like he's in a tough spot here. Everybody that he's facing in this race is faster than he is on figures. He's a 3-year-old. He's headed the right way. I don't love his last race. I think he's going to have to do a lot better than that against this field.
I think we respect Mr. Jordan. We might respect Jay's Way a little bit more down the line. We take a look at our top 2 selections in this race, and you're going to go with the number 3, Deland. And this horse just exploded last time out at Gulfstream over a sloppy track. But have no fear, he actually ran a faster race over fast going 2 starts back. Both of those races a 1-turn mile. In Puerto Rico, this horse was running longer distances with no problem whatsoever. He just destroyed that field, and that was a pretty decent group. A couple next out winners in that race, race on September the 7th. I'm a little worried that he was really getting out at the end of that race, and that precedes about a 3-month layoff. A 2-month layoff?
2-month layoff, yeah.
I'm not sure. He's going to get a good trip.
Yeah, he should get a good trip in this race. The last race, he was impressive winning it. It was a sloppy track. I would keep that in mind. But the distance is no problem. He has really good tactical speed. He handled Mr. Jordan. He got a really good trip 2 starts back when he won, but he also beat Mr. Jordan very easily that day. He's just one of those horses. It seems like when they got him over here, I don't know why they tried to sprint him a couple of times. I guess when he ran second to Imperial Hint, they were like, oh, we might as well go on and sprint him again, and he didn't run that well. I think he's better with distance underneath him. He's going to get a good trip in this race.
Deland also kind of the fresh face. Noble Drama. He beat Mr. Jordan. He beat Weiser last time out. He did it going a 1-turn mile. He did it in a nice time. Now, he's only raced once around 2 turns in his career, and he was kind of successful. And in watching that race at Gulfstream last time out, I wonder if he's a grinder that'll get a mile in his 16th. I mean, he was 4 wide tracking the pace. He kind of just grinded up on the turn, and then he just grinded it out. Mr. Jordan couldn't get to him late. It's his 3rd start of the form cycle for a very shrewd trainer in David Fawkes. And well, I think he drops down off that 8-to-1 morning line. It seems a little bit high. I think Noble Drama, if there is a little bit of pace up front, can at least get a big piece of this.
Yeah, at 8-to-1 is a great price. I don't know if you can get it. I'll see. It'll be interesting to see how they bet it. This horse is one of those, 3-year-olds heading the right way late in the year. I like all that about him. His win last time It was more game than anything else, but I liked the way that he did it, and you got a new top figure for it.
3-1-2 for Mike, 2-1-4-3 for me in the Millions Classic preview on several major stakes races at Gulfstream Park West on Saturday. Be sure to play it with a DRF Bets account. Bets.drf.com is where you need to go for all the information on how to achieve that 300% deposit match. Approximate post time for the Classic preview, 1:30 Eastern. Good luck.